morning. Welcome to the Real Talk at the Curb. It's our time again. LaQuitta's going to start us off with the topic today because I'm not prepared as usual.
Well, the hot topic I found on my way over here, before I went live, of course, was there are two types of women. Women who want to be wives and women who want to be married. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Why you agree?
Because some women want to live that fairy tale that we have grown up to believe that we can have this beautiful wedding, all our friends are going to be there, and we get to dress up, we get to party, but then they don't realize.
We can't concentrate with your phone ringing.
And then they don't realize that it's more to being married than just that fairy tale of the wedding. You have to work to be a wife. Sometimes he gonna put his clothes down after you just got off work, and
Yes,
you gotta
Lord.
pick him up. Sometimes he gonna shave and have her all over the sink after you clean up the bathroom, but you gotta go back behind there and clean it up and have a smile on your face. Because if not, you're gonna have an argument, and then one argument can lead to another argument, and stuff is not pleasant anymore. When you just could have did your job as a wife and just been like, hey baby, I understand.
So you think that's our job, really? Let me say something on this, because this really I just got a nerve struggle in 2.5 seconds.
And that's
Really?
why, see?
The reason why I say that is because, okay, my husband thinks that, and I'm not putting you out there, baby, but I gotta keep it real. Okay, my husband thinks that he don't supposed to go in the washroom. That's not my place. So one morning he wakes up, and I was exhausted. I washed the clothes, but it was like after 12 o'clock, and I just decided, okay, I washed, I fold, I just left them in the washroom. But they were folded and they were in the basket. So I'm tired and exhausted. I go to work at 8, he has to be there at 6. So he says, wake me up, of course. I don't have no underwear clean, no underwear in my drawer. And I said, well, baby, I was kind of tired, I said, I did wash them. All you have to do is go in the washroom. That ain't my job. I don't go in the washroom. That's where you go. So I feel like sometimes men can try to use you as a doormat, It ain't necessary like that's our job. Yeah, we do some things, but you need to do some things with us.
That dude would have had dirty drawers.
Thank you, and that's where I felt.
Right, times have changed. We're not like our ancestors was, the woman
Exactly.
in the house.
But then we have to
everything.
think about, is some things worth fighting over? Getting yourself all upset because is it going to change anything, with you getting upset or with you cursing or
So
fighting
you
or
telling
anything?
me this Negro gonna tell you some crap like this?
You know what? I'm growing.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Baby, I am growing.
Let me tell you something. I was so submissive. I was
I
very
almost took the
submissive.
jacket off.
I did
I got
anything and everything. But these women today, they just, like you said, they are so caught up in the fantasy world of a beautiful wedding. Hey, the magic is not in getting married. It's in staying married.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is a headache, trust me. Men, and Lord, I love mine, but they are like babies.
Yes.
Right.
It's like having another
A
child.
child, yep.
And then sometimes some strong men can feel like some women are like raising another child because we're blessed at this table to be matured in the mind and to know our place as strong black women and know that we have to do certain things. But it's some women that feel like all she's supposed to do is come home, look cute, let his ass go to work, let him bring the check home. If he ain't got no dinner, all well. It's other women that are like that.
But see, he allowed that.
Right.
And he
That's
still
right.
chose to
Once
marry
you
her.
start, you will have to
Right.
continue.
And he
You know
still
what?
chose to
And that's
marry
just
her.
like for them with us too. Because when we first got together, you probably weren't complaining about those clothes in that washroom.
I wasn't complaining about none of it.
See?
But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was completely submissive. I fixed my husband's plate. I did every single ketchup, mustard, anything that he needed. He did not have to move. But when that Negro thought that was my job, I stepped outside the box.
See? And then that's when your whole attitude changes.
I'm gonna tell you, some ladies on my job told me I used to bring our lunch every day. I brought the lunch. We work in the same place. He didn't work at the other building. We was at the same place. And I brought the lunch every day, bringing the lunch. I warmed the lunch. He came back there in my area. He sit at the picnic table and had his smoke while I'm still working. He waited till I get done and I go warm the food. So some of the ladies was like,
He gonna starve.
you mean to tell me you not gonna warm your wife's food, y'all food, you know, and she's still working? I don't fix no plate. That's my wife's job. That's what she do. I don't do none of that. And one of the ladies said, well, I tell you what, buddy, you would starve if that was me. So they gave me some ideas, and they was like, and you know, hey, it hurt my feelings more than it hurt his, I think. I said, okay, I ain't fixing this Negro plate today. I said, that's what they told me. They said, don't wait till you're upset and not fix his plate. Do it on a good day when you're in a good mood, you're not mad with him. Just decide that day you're not gonna fix his plate. Y'all, it hurt my feelings. I'm serious. I went to the kitchen. I fixed the food. I got my plate and I sit down and I said, baby, food ready. He come running in the kitchen. He looked at the table. You know, y'all, I had to keep my head down because my feelings were seriously hurt because I didn't fix his plate. And he was like, you all right? I said, yeah, I'm good. He said, you sure? I said, yeah. So he goes over to the kitchen. I'm looking at him instead of looking back. Like, what the world? He goes over there, he fixes his plate. When he sit down, he couldn't hardly eat, y'all. He was just totally devastated because I did not fix that plate.
Cause that's what you.
But I had to break him because he thought that I was a doormat. You know, she's gonna fix this plate. You know, but, I mean, like you say, they do what we allow. But it works both ways, you know.
And for me, I noticed that
I ain't fixing no plates.
when I pay attention to things that aggravate
Sorry.
me, it's upsetting me and
I know
running
you
my
on the
blood
camera.
pressure up.
You see how I took that out with him?
You know, so I've just learned to, you know, just do certain stuff with a smile because I know that God will bless me more being that way than He would with me giving confrontation and.
Girl, I have a
for the
smile,
enemy.
but I be tapped, okay?
Of course, we all
We work
we're
too.
still human. You know what I'm saying?
So
We're
you're
still human.
saying it's
So how long have you
okay.
been married?
Oh, my first marriage for 17 years.
And you did the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Jesus, take the wheel.
And that's why I stayed so long.
Take the wheel, drive the bus off the bridge.
But
So you
but
ladies
that's
don't
why-
fix your man plate.
I mean, but very rarely.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do. I fix it all, and for the kids too. My 15-year-old, when I go in the kitchen, I fix plates for all of them.
Oh, no.
I put the
No.
food in the Tupperware bowl.
Oh, no.
So my kids know.
Oh.
don't look at me,
Younger, I
Miss Ashley.
think
You
you-
get that
but
kind
no,
of service.
they-
Okay, some of our
18,
viewers out there, give us some
15, the food
comments.
ready.
Tell me how y'all feel about catering to a man or your
My
woman
kids are
fixing their
yes, I ain't
food.
fixing your
Tell
plate.
us how you feel about it.
And I don't feel like
Right.
it's catering. I feel like it's just me being a nurturer. You know, me just.
Well, I have
being
a
mother
nurturing
and
spirit
a-
also. I mean,
I
like
fixed
my
the
kids.
food. You can't put it on the plate.
There you go.
But
That's
why
me
are you
right there.
stopping at that?
Right.
Your mind is blocked as shit.
No,
I didn't cooked. So
definitely-
whatever
that's-
else go, if y'all
I'm gonna tell
starve,
you
it ain't my fault. No.
I'm going to tell the truth. Whoever gets my boys are in trouble because I fix everybody plate in the house. I mean, it's just a habit. If I'm sitting down to eat and they say I want more, I get up and I
Oh,
fix
no.
more.
Chrissy
I mean,
Thomas
it
say
is
fix
such
that
a bad
plate
habit.
every day.
Okay, how about that, Crystal? All right, fix it every day.
That's Crystal's side of the table.
No, it ain't.
Look, so you need to be over here, man.
I mean,
I don't see
I
nothing
can
wrong with it. I'll do
understand
it,
meeting halfway
Yeah.
here or there,
Right.
but it's not an obligation. It's nobody's job.
Right.
Like,
Okay, do you want to go outside and mow the grass?
I do. I don't have a problem with it.
Well, see, I'm not
Well,
finna go
well,
outside and mow no
see,
damn
I
grass.
would do
See,
that.
see, I'm not finna go
But
outside
when
and
my
mow no
husband
grass.
was out of town, I decided to help him out, and I didn't know what I was doing. So first thing I drove around for 1 whole hour, didn't cut nothing.
Because the blades went down.
See what I'm saying?
And when I dropped the blades, I
Wow.
completely dropped
Know
them.
what I do?
Oh,
And
you
he
came
had
too low.
babysitted this. Yeah, he had ordered this
No.
grass off the internet.
Oh.
Grass season. He was babysitting this grass. Well, I didn't ever come home in the daylight till he got home. So when I got home, it was dirt.
Oh.
So he was like, "You don't need to cut my grass
Wow.
no more." So
Ah,
I tried.
no, I'll
Well,
call
you tried
along.
to
When
help.
my husband is away working, Andre, I need you to send me some money so I can call somebody to come cut this yard. Because I'm not finna go out there and do it. So, sorry.
Okay, LaBree Green says it depends on how I feel. I fix the plate when I feel like it.
I
I
agree with
used
her
to
on that.
fix my boys' plates, but since they're grown, I guess they fix their own. William says there are 2 types of women. William, we already on this subject now. Women who want to be wives and women who want to just be married. So how do you all feel about that?
We just said that.
William, you're a little late, William.
Right.
We just had this conversation.
There's a catch to the question.
What
He's
is the catch?
saying there are women that just want to be married.
Yeah, I mean,
There are
some
women
things.
that truly want to
Be
be a
wise.
wife.
Yeah, we
So-
said that.
so how do
but
you feel about it? How you
everybody's
feel about what he's saying?
perspective is being
I agree
white
with
is
him on
something
that.
different.
There are people that just want the concept of
Some people
I'm married.
want company.
Yeah, they
Right.
just want the company. They don't.
Right.
They don't want the person.
the
They
hard
just
work of being
The
a wife
work,
or the
right.
hard work
Yeah,
of being
that's
a,
true, 'cause
being
it
a
is
man.
very hard work being a wife.
It's a job.
And don't let them Negroes get sick. Oh gosh.
uh-uh.
I'm sorry. Did I say that? I'm sorry. But it is true.
But it's true. Yeah.
But you said I do the sickness, health.
I do,
man,
and
say
I'm on the sickness and health, and I'm hanging in there, girlfriend.
the
By the
betroth,
grace
your
of God.
troth. I don't know what that means when he's, but that's your job as a wife. And when you sign up and say I do, you say I do. I'm not saying be a doormat, be nobody.
Shamichael Snow said, "Don't touch my grass and my trash, and I won't touch your kitchen."
How about that? Right.
We accept that, because y'all guys go in the kitchen and man, it is a mess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Get cooked, some men get cooked though.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
my
I mean,
husband-
Okay,
But
okay,
when you go in
Betty.
there, dishes don't be clean.
Okay, I got another one,
Mine
y'all. I got
don't.
another
I
one.
have a
Betty
teacher
Thomas
there.
said, "Fix the dinner table and sit down at the table and pass the dishes to each other. Working every day, we can't do this every day, but it's nice and open conversation, especially if it's different."
Families don't do that no more.
But
I
see, that's
agree,
the
though.
problem
That's the
with
problem
families.
with
Let's
families.
start
Don't
there
do
now.
that.
I mean,
Right.
that's
Right.
that's the real
Yeah.
problem. If we sat down and had a conversation, we discuss
Put
things
the
that are
phones
going on.
away.
Yeah.
everything.
But guess what? When you go in the restaurant, if the husband and wife are sitting back and forth from each other, they both got their phones in their
Yeah.
hand.
We went to the restaurant and everybody had their phone
We
up.
sure did.
I mean, it's the common thing. I'm telling you now. If I leave my phone and I'm 30 miles away, I'm turning around and go get my phone, cause I'm just used to my phone.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
You know, I
sad.
think
We
I
depended
might
on
need
it
to
like that.
what they call it you know what the church folks say when they go fast. I need to fast off my phone.
We need to.
Yeah.
We need to do that.
That's true.
I need to
not doing
fast
that.
off my phone. I don't think I
Y'all
can.
might speak.
How many days? How many hours?
I mean, what you want me to
My
lie?
baby said I'm gonna miss my money. I mean, I'm gonna miss my
Okay,
money.
William said some men can cook. That's true,
That's
William,
true.
because my
My
husband
husband
can
burn,
cook.
baby.
But that don't necessarily mean he gonna go in there and do it.
Well,
Yes.
he gonna do. He do.
Okay,
He do.
William,
My husband do more
while he
cooking
got
than
the
I do.
spotlight on us and he got all the questions for us, what about the men not knowing that they need to be providers and be nurturers and supporters? They feel like all they're supposed to do is go to work and bring a check home and then they good.
That ain't no man. That's a boy.
Oh, wow.
So, William, what you think about
That's not
that,
a
sir?
man.
Did you hear that,
That's
William?
not a
Think
man.
about
That's a boy.
Ask him what you think about that.
That's true. Some men do think that.
Yeah, they think as long as they go to work.
And they come home. I'll tell you, promise you, I walk through the living room and I fold up all the throws, fix the pillows, and I walk to the washroom. By the time
you
I
go back,
turned around,
all the
everything
pillows
was on the
everywhere.
floor. And I'm like, well, gosh. You know, I just defeated the purpose. So women out there that's excited about getting married, you just
need to
know
know what
that
you're
it is some
doing.
work
I'm
in
telling
marriage,
you.
okay? It can work, but it is a lot of work,
Yes, it
especially
is.
for a woman, because she has to be willing to give of herself way more than a man
Do
does.
y'all believe
Exactly.
the first 5? A lot of people say the first 5 years of marriage is hard.
They say
I
7.
say the first 10.
Most of them say the first 7.
That first year is hell.
I believe the first 5.
And
The
I'm
first
saying
year is really hell because I packed up my clothes every weekend. I was packed and ready to go every weekend. Didn't go nowhere. And them kids was like, Mama, we have to do this again. I'm like, pack your stuff. We got to go.
This nigga crazy.
And he's on my own, really, baby. I'm like, I'm finna go. Never went nowhere.
I think
Okay.
it is that first 5. Yeah.
Oh, we got a question?
No, the first year is hell.
The first.
Betty said, don't do it because single women do it.
Well, that's true. Married
That's true.
women shouldn't do the same thing single women do, because I mean, you just can't do it.
Nope.
You got to know your boundaries because I have single friends, but my friends respect the fact that I can't stay out all night. No, I'm not gonna go here or go there. Now it was a time, yeah. Hey, I was the life of the party, baby. I was gonna be up in there.
Say that again. She said what now? Say what she said again.
Don't do it because single women do it.
What she mean don't do it because she mean
It may have been a post we said prior.
Okay, Betty, can you explain that a little more? And as we wait on
But you got
Betty,
a lot of single
Shamichael
women that's
said,
doing what the wife should be doing.
Amen.
So
Shamichael
that's
said,
why-
me and my wife leave our phones in the car when we out and about. Just us. It's we time.
Yeah.
And that's a good
good.
scenario.
Uh-huh. It is.
Diamond Johnson said the first year is hell, and you
I
ain't
think it's
lying.
the first.
First year is hell. I say
If you
first
can
7
make,
years.
if you can make the first year married, you can make anything because the first year you have to adjust to not just being you. And when you add kids in the mix, you got to adjust to being a mama and a wife.
That's
And I
right.
feel like the first year you still in that puppy love stage, you know.
No,
It's
bro,
like, oh,
puppy
it's
love
fine.
ended on the honeymoon.
Exactly.
And you know, people
My
people
first
always
date was
say,
still good.
people
We was
always
seeing
say
butterflies
that,
and
you know, you
rainbows.
don't supposed to live together before you marry, but hey,
You
I'm a
need
living
to,
witness.
you
I
need to.
didn't live with my husband before I married him, and I advise anybody
To do
to
it.
live together at least 1 year. Yeah, they say, why buy the, what is it, why buy
Buy
the
the
cow
cow
when
when
you
you
got
got
the
the
milk
milk.
for free? But I just feel honest and truly that you really should live together because no people, two people think alike, no two people personalities alike. You need to find out if that nigga will clean, is he doing
Because sometimes
this?
you buy that
Because
milk,
you
might
can
not
step
want
into
that
something
milk.
that you might not want to be in. Seriously.
He may have a man in the closet.
How about that?
Hey, don't tell him. Okay, William said that's not a man who still got a bill on. It's more than just going to work, being a provider and protector for your family.
All right, then,
That's true, William. That
All
is
right,
so
William.
true. And
You gotta be a
Stacey
good husband,
Raper
boy.
said, yes, marriage is a job itself. Yes, it is.
Yes. I'm like
Yes,
you, I
it
done
is.
throw the towel in every year.
I mean, it just the first year I really threw the towel in, you know, because I didn't know what was going. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna even hit a little deeper. I didn't know, y'all, that you had to be sexually active that much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna be real with
Yeah.
you because you know,
Yeah.
it's convenient now. I remember I called my mom. Yeah, and it's funny. I called my mom like, Mama, I can't do this. She was like, What's going on, baby? I said, Mama, I'm tired. He want to have sex every day, every other day.
Yep.
And Mama said, Quita. And this is what
You said
I was not expecting the answer that she gave.
From your
me.
mama,
From
right?
my
How about
mom.
that? How about
and
that?
she said, Quita, why you on this phone complaining? You could have been to drop your drawers and do what you had to do and go on about your business. And I'm like,
They believe in the
and I'm like, she really said that.
And Minty.
My feelings was hurt because I really thought she was gonna take my side. But she said, when you marry, sweetie, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Sex is a big part of marriage. And I'm like, I was literally crying, y'all, because I thought, ain't no way I want to have sex this much.
Sex and money can end anything.
I mean, it's like, soon as a woman clean up, it's like, woo, it's time. You know?
Like, let me rest a minute.
I mean,
Please.
Welcome
It's
to
just
being
me.
a wife. You got to be the mama. You got to be the mistress. You got to be the wife.
Baby, you
You got to be the
Look,
man.
everybody.
Right, you are ahead of many different
Hey, you find
You got
out
to be
this
the
you.
nurse, the
Everything.
doctor.
Yeah, you got to be everything. It's pretty rough.
So what do you think about the men?
Oh, okay. Wait, one girl asked. LaShae Bonner. Hi, Shay. She asked, marriage is a job, but you both must have God as the head and everything else will fall in place. Women need to stop trying to make Mr. Right be Mr. Wrong. Marriage is 50-50. People need to stop trying. Oh, Lord, Shay, you got a lot of stuff. Stop trying to say this. This is what a man is supposed to do or what a woman is supposed to do.
That's true.
No, that is true.
That's
That is
very
so
true.
true.
Because we give titles to people, but to be truthfully honest, this cookie good, I'm sorry. But titles aren't necessary. Like it's an equal thing. We work together where one falls short, we fill in, and that's just
That's right.
what a marriage is. I mean, that's what we do. On days when I come home from work, I can't cook. John is already cooked. Like it's just you have to
You
be
work
able
together.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
you have to work together. It's
Right.
a partnership. It's a friendship. I think I said that last week. Like that's your first friend. That's your friend.
I feel
William
like
said
either
wives
person-
wear a lot of different hats.
Exactly.
Yes, they do.
I wear different wigs. I don't wear hats.
So that's why I was saying when I said about his question, he's really saying, are you saying you want to be married, but are you really ready to be
Be
his
married,
wife?
be your wife.
Are you ready to get this man the respect he needs? Are you really
Right.
ready to, submit to him like you say? So
Because
or
a
be
lot of
his
times when we
teamwork,
get
or be
upset-
his backbone, are you ready to take care of
Right.
him when he's sick? That's why he's saying, you want to get married, but are you really ready to be this wife?
Because a lot of times we want to be that wife when we happy.
Right.
You know, when
Right.
things are going good.
We
When
want
get
that fairy
upset-
tale.
Yeah,
right.
we want the fairy
But when
tale.
we get upset, then we tend to lash out and tell him about all his flaws and tell him about what he's not doing, and that's breaking him down.
And
now.
we shouldn't hit
You
below
know,
the belt.
right.
No matter what we're going
Exactly.
through, we should never hit below the
And,
belt.
and I ain't gonna sit there and say I ain't never did it because baby,
I
I am a
do.
below belt hitter.
I
If
am
I think
too.
it'll make
I'm
you
the
fall to
number
your
one
knees,
hitter.
baby, I'll do it.
Yes.
But I'm changing. I'm growing.
But
I'm
my
not
husband here, I don't
accomplishing
do no
anything
such
right
thing.
now.
Okay, let me answer. Betty says she's trying to clear it up what she was saying. I mean, when dating, you are practicing like you married. So do what you do like you married. Most people live together in 2017. So what you do while you're dating, things should not change. If the man or woman did not do it while you were dating, you have expectations that were not established. Dating's fun, and marriage should be too. Communicating what you want in a loving manner. How we communicate our needs are important.
I
That
think
is true.
dating is fun because that's just what it is. You're dating. But
You're
once
getting
you
to
get-
know. You're-
right, but when you get married, okay, we got to handle this business. We got to take care of this and take care of that.
But
It
you
gets
still
I guess that's why they say always
yeah,
get counseling.
but you, it's
You know,
And
you
that
get counseling
more
before
say,
you
like,
get married. And actually,
responsibility
when you
can
get
change
counseling,
a relationship, because when you're dating, I'm not worried about if you have a job or
There
if you
you
don't
go.
have a
That's what
job.
I'm
You know what I'm
saying.
saying? But if we in the
Right.
same
I don't
household and we
know.
married, no, because I ain't gotta worry about
She ain't worried about if you have a job.
Because no,
When
I'm
you're
saying,
dating?
because if
I
we're
understand
dating,
what
I don't
she's
really
saying,
have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, if your rent get paid, if your
Right.
car
Oh,
note
yeah,
get
well,
paid,
yeah,
things like
that's
that, because
true,
we're
that's true.
dating. But if we're married and we're in the same household,
Right.
what affects you affects me.
That's right.
You know,
That's
so
right.
it's like I need us to be on the same wavelength. I need us to be on the same accord if we want this to work. Because if you going this way and I'm going this way, we ain't building nothing up.
Right.
Everything's going this way.
Shemichael's, no, I'm loving all these comments y'all got.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Every chance you get, drop it off.
Move on, we on
If
we.
you
Move on
don't
from
want
there.
sex every day, don't walk around in them panties and them boy shorts. You ladies like to walk around here.
It's refreshing to have a man's point of view.
And we get a lot of guys today. You are right, Shemichael. I mean, I guess we bring it on ourselves sometimes, Hey, we just be trying to get comfortable when we get home from a long day's work, right or wrong.
But
then,
you know, it
yeah,
does
but
feel
we gotta pay
good
them
to have that person to feel attracted to us though, because
Everybody
what about
doesn't
if-
have that.
Right, I was
They
saying, because
don't.
what if
They
you
don't.
took your clothes off in front of him and he'd be like looking at you like
Put
you
that on.
disgusting.
Put that on.
Right. So I know me because I'm still working on loving Crystal every day, like I always said, you know. So some days when I don't have my makeup on, like when I get up early in the morning, I ain't like Beyonce. I don't wake up like this.
You hear me?
Hey, I put
You
it
know
on
what I'm
there.
saying?
I woke up like this, y'all.
So-
I'm lying.
I'm saying, so for your man to turn over and you honestly see that sincere look in his eyes where he's like, damn, you beautiful.
He
You know
still
what I'm
love
saying?
you regardless.
Right, it does something for your
does something
spirit.
for you.
Yes, you know what I'm
But
saying?
to
You
be
feed off that
truthfully
energy.
honest, that should go both ways.
That's right.
It
Exactly.
really should go both ways because they want to be wanted too.
They do.
But
That's
in the
right.
world that we live in, we think that men are so strong, so we think that they don't want
No,
those.
they have feelings.
Right, but
And
a lot
that's-
of
and
women
that's
think
where
they
a
don't
lot
want
of
their
people
egos
miss
caressed.
it.
Right.
Right.
Shammy,
forget about
Shammy
they
Wright
lose marriage.
says,
Right.
and this is a guy. Hi, Shammy. He says, it's really simple. We are together. We against the world, period. Stacy Reefer says, I think when you get married, everything changes.
It should.
I would say I agree to that.
It does.
I mean, to me, a lot changed.
It
Like I
does,
say,
but it should.
we didn't live together. So just dating and seeing each other, on the weekend, it was fun. We
Right.
had a different thing going on every day.
Right.
But like when we married, and
You
I'm
see
just
him
with
every
God.
day. You see
Right.
all
all
the
day,
Right.
every day.
and
Hey,
the-
Ebony, I don't know, I'm not sure which Ebony this is. Shay Bonner says she loved the topic and this conversation. Betty said if a woman or man yelling, hollering, screaming demands, what do you get? A negative response.
Right.
Respecting each other is very important.
Yeah.
Yes, it
It's
is,
very
Betty.
important.
That's right, because if you want me to do right, don't come at me wrong.
Right.
Because I'm going to come at you wrong. I'll try, the first few minutes, I'm going to be like, okay, baby, well, what would you like me to do? I'm going to still try to downplay it and try to figure out a nicer way to come at you. But then my nerves going to get struck and the real person going to come out. And I'm going to say what's on my mind.
Well, do you think that's why some men say black women are not like
Trainable?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say we ain't trainable. I don't feel like one, you supposed to train me. Mom and daddy trained me already.
Right.
So they don't need to be trying to train Quita.
But
you
then
know,
I,
some of them say,
but then I feel like, you know,
We not
a lot of
what's the word? What's the word you gave?
our
Submissive.
background,
Submissive.
right? But our background and our heritage makes each person different. You know what I'm saying? Each culture different. So as black women, when we were
We are
enslaved,
strong black women.
we were already being submissive. We were already, you know, having sex when we didn't want to have sex with the master. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of stuff that's embedded in us that, yes, we have to get out because it strikes a nerve. I don't want to feel like you controlling me. I'm not. I don't want to feel like you making me do something that I don't want to do. And white women ain't never been slaves like that, so they don't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, baby, I feel like I'm catering to you. Versus as black women, we like, no, you trying to run me, and that ain't
That's the
what's
first
gonna
thing
go
we gonna
down.
say.
Right? That's the
Right.
first thing that clicks in
Yeah.
our mind. You not finna
What you think
run
about
that's
me.
what I was gonna say. What's on your mind?
Cause she got a lot she want to say.
I think her husband here, she
Don't
can't
let
say
it
what
go.
she need to say.
Don't let it
Just
out.
breathe.
One,
I would really love to hear your views on this conversation. Okay, Steve Wright. I'm used to calling you Shammy. I'm going by your name. I am so sorry. Stacy Rapper said, I'm loving this conversation. Betty said, exactly, too loud. You know, when the guy gets loud with you, you know, you gonna say some jacked up stuff back to him. We just, I mean, being black women, I mean, we're strong. I mean,
we're natural creatures to defend ourselves.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
oh, that was a
Exactly.
great answer,
Even without
girl.
helping
Ding, ding,
you.
ding, ding.
You're right. It's like, I'm defensive in my sleep.
But I have to be.
To be honest, I don't even really think that that's a color issue with that because all white women ain't submissive.
Sure not.
That's
So
not,
it's
that's
not a color
that's
thing, and
right.
all black women ain't gonna just take it and be polite all the time. There's some women who gonna be submissive and do whatever it takes. I know a few. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
we're not saying
I'm not
100%
one, but, you
is
know,
that way, but
She
you know what I'm
said
saying,
she's
like
not
85% of the black woman is not going to be, because I have a 15-year-old son, and that's why my son say he doesn't like to date black girls. He said because they're mean.
Well, most guys say black
And,
girls are
and,
mean.
and he's 15.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He's 15. And his mother is multiracial, so it's not like he's used to saying one particular race. No, he's just
Has
stating
he
the
had that
fact.
child? He's had some bad encounters.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He has bad.
Okay,
And the white
Rena.
girl is all over him.
Rena Jefferson, I hope I got this name right. Black women are not going to be a pushover. Love and respect me first, and our relationship will be good. Lachey Bonner says, when you get married, yes, it changes, but it's supposed to change for the better. You still have to do that date night and do little small things just because I love you. That is so true.
That is.
That is
And that's
true.
the hardest thing to do sometimes because, like you said, once
Because
we got
the-
off work,
yeah,
and
all the
he
stuff
was like,
you have
I'm not
going
thinking
on.
about no date. I want to go shower and lay down. My date is watching Netflix and you shutting the hell up.
And one thing about it is because
Sure, and getting that
even after we get home, you know, we work just like everybody else. But when we get home, we still thinking about they want to do date night or sit down and have a conversation. You know,
I
you have
wanna
to-
do
You have to
laundry.
make time.
Right.
We got laundry, we got cooking, we got washing.
Yes.
I mean, you know, we got washing
figure out who
dishes,
gonna pay this bill.
cleaning up.
And then don't let us be.
I want to keep
And
turning
then
the light
guess
on.
what, ladies? Guess what? On top of that, after we do all that, there he is laying in that bed, just waiting. And smiling, and you like, oh, dang.
I'm sleeping on the couch.
Right. See, I'm gonna fall asleep right in this living room tonight, Lord.
I mean, for real, think about it. Am I right? Am I right though? Am I
Hey,
right?
come tap one, baby. You come get in the bed.
Y'all know I'm right, because you are white. But I watched Juanita Bynum. Juanita Bynum said, although we have to push a lot of different things, like the guy said, we wear a lot of different hats or wigs, whatever. Juanita Bynum said, you have to prepare yourself for your mate, because yes, he's gonna be in that bed waiting on you. She said a great idea to do was to go take you a hot shower, sip on you maybe a glass of wine or some favorite beverage you like to kind of wind yourself down. And you know, so when you do get in the bed, you're prepared to satisfy your mate. You know, because yes, we shuffle.
We got to do the work too.
Hey, we gotta do all of it. I mean, that's
Why they just
we shuffle so many
lay
different
there?
things, you know.
Now,
I mean,
So that's why why William said some people want to be married, but they don't.
No, that's right. That's right. Okay,
It's so
Betty says, no matter the race, history, or culture, our history should not determine our actions. Practice being more humble.
Right.
But don't lose your voice in an intelligent manner. You're right, Betty.
Right, Betty,
Because I
it's
lose
so
my
true.
voice.
But there's a lot of things that even as adults that we've been hurt as children and we haven't got over, and we carry that into our adulthood. That's just like our races, certain things that it was just brainwashed us and manifested into us, and it's just been passed down from generation to generation to generation. And yes, now, since we are aware of it, yeah, we'll do better. When you know better, you do better.
Right.
I want to say one thing though. One thing, when you're raised in a single parent home, especially when you're a female, you're taught to be this independent woman.
That's true.
Don't take nothing. So it's hard to break
To
from
break
that when
from
you
It really
when you
is.
get in a relationship with a real man, and now you got to be like, I have to be 50-50. I can't be that independent woman. Just like I say, I like to mow the yard. I know my husband get aggravated every time he sees me with the lawnmower, but that's just what my mama did. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to break those habits.
Generational curse.
Exactly. And then
That's
we have
right.
to realize where that come from, because a lot of our ancestors, they broke our families apart. You know what I'm saying? We were whole families, but then the mother got sold to 1 acre, the kids got sold to another place, the daddy got sold somewhere else. So if you don't think that that has manifested into our spirits, you crazy.
Yeah. Shemichael Snow. These guys, I'm loving this.
Yes.
The guys, he said, on a real note, if people could get married without paperwork, a lot of marriages would last longer. Paperwork give power when the relationship is not 50-50. That's a good one.
You know, I'm not really going in there, but to be truthfully honest, paperwork does really have power. Just like now, they legalize gay marriages. They didn't realize all the crap you have to go through when you have to separate from those marriages. Now, like you got to separate your house, you got to share the dog, you got to share the car, like everything.
Yes.
But traditionally, when you were in that relationship and it was not legalized,
You just went your way.
You went
Right.
your way, and they
That's
went
right.
their way, and you put your stuff in your box or your trash bag, and you left. But now we got paperwork now, boo. I want my name back. I want my alimony.
Right.
So paperwork does have power at
That's
the end
true.
of the day.
Shemichael said the government wants the black woman to overpower the black man. That way, we will never equal up to them as a whole.
Okay, Shamaka, you might
That's
got something
pretty good.
there, baby. Yeah, you might got something there. You might got something there. I'm gonna have to meditate on that one.
Yeah, I'm meditating on it too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
have to meditate on that.
done both one big.
Okay, right.
You got to
I mean,
some of our viewers come in and help us with this.
Right.
I mean, to be
She might got all us and
Shemichael going deep on us.
okay. It's like, wait, let me get my African American history.
wait a minute, wait. To be truthfully honest, there is some truth to that. Because just for instance, like when you go to get food stamps, when me and John first got married, we wanted to move in a subsidized housing. As long as I was by myself, I could qualify. But the minute I added my husband, I didn't qualify. I mean, there's always a separation of a family.
Right.
And once you break down a black family, I mean, it's hard to get that foundation you need. Like, I mean, to be truthfully honest, kids need a mom and a dad.
Right,
Or
right.
whatever your structure is, they need both parents because you even each other out. I'm not knocking single parents at all because I was raised by a single mother.
I
I
read a
know her
book one time
struggle.
called Tired of Being Poor. That this girl wrote that she was in the Providence house when she wrote the book. She's from here. And she was talking about, she made a statement in the book that always stuck with me. The government designed a lot of these things to keep us in poverty, to keep us from building a family. So like she said, she got married all of a sudden, she did not qualify for subsidized housing. However, if she was single, she would have. It was designed that way so that you could stay in that area,
element.
in that element. So we have to think beyond that, think outside the box and say, hey, okay, this is what I want to build a family. That means I can't worry about no subsidized housing, no food stamps, no none of that.
Exactly.
Because it is designed to keep you in a certain place, to keep you from moving forward. A lot of people don't, that's why you see a lot of people, they don't work, they don't do anything. Oh, if I do this,
Because they got
I'm
some
not
brainwashed.
And some people, that's right.
Yes.
They don't even think outside the box. They think that that's where I need to be.
Right.
You know, look.
And then me and a couple of friends we were just talking about, it's kind of funny how people can look at a Hispanic woman or African American woman and she has more than 2 or 3 kids. They look at her with like disgust, like, oh my God, why is she having all those babies? But if you see a white lady with multiple kids, with more than 2 or 3, people are like, oh my God, look at that lovely family.
Not me. I look at the
You
same
know,
way.
look at that
White
American
girl.
family. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, because the father's with them.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, I mean,
So they're always like, oh,
I,
look at the
y'all,
American
you have to
family.
read this one. You want to read it?
which one?
Lachey Bonner and then Betty, the last two.
Lachey said, well, I was raised with both parents. My dad taught me to be independent, to mow the yard, fix a flat, etc. Women, it's good to have a man, but you should always be prepared if you don't, which is true.
So true, so true.
Betty Thompson says, pour a glass of wine, invite the man to wash dishes or cook with you, send the kids away, sometimes keeping it interesting. I'm single but never bored. LOL, lovely conversation, ladies. See you next time. Sending love from Houston, Texas.
All
All
right.
right, thank you, Betty.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry, we just went dead.
I guess, do we have any other thing we're supposed to talk about? Oh, Kiki Wyatt. We was talking about the white lady with the multiple kids. What are your thoughts on Kiki Wyatt and her husband leaving her? I mean, I don't know the story. I know that one of the kids isn't hers. I know that there's 9 kids that are in play. But, I mean, I think they're separating because they're toxic. I mean, when do you get to that point where you're toxic to each other?
She was mean to him anyway.
I think sometimes we hold on to things for so long because we believe that's what we want. And then when we have children, then we start to say, I'm here for the kids now.
Oh yeah, we
You
really
know,
stay there for the kids.
Right, and
Really.
and that's not a good thing to do because you're study pouring more fuel onto a fire and it's study getting bigger and bigger and bigger until one day one person is
I
just in ashes and they can't take
I
it no
think
more.
sometimes that
You know?
we stay because we might not can provide the type of home or environment that our kids
Financially,
grew up in.
right. It's
That's
finance.
right.
At the end of the
So
day,
we
it's
try to
finance.
stay for our kids because we don't want to take them out of that environment.
But it's
You know,
not
Yeah.
poisoning us, and we have to realize I can't make nobody happy if I'm not happy.
Right.
You know, and a
But
lot
we
of
fake
times
it
we
till we
forget,
make it.
don't we?
Yeah.
Don't
That's
we?
what we learned
But
to
then
do.
that's when we be in Kiki position, you know what I'm saying? Because finally, he'll give up, and be like, well, fine then, I'm finna go. And now we got all these kids and
most guys
don't
don't
know
really give up.
ourselves,
Most guys usually don't give up, especially if they ain't got nothing going for themselves. They gonna hang on because you notice that's what young men do. Young guys, they gonna find a woman they can hook up with and move in. Cause normally they going right back to mama's house. I mean, just real talk.
But this mama house empty. When you move out, you gone, but we ain't gonna have a room for you. It's gonna be a closet.
Shamichael Snow said, true, government already got black women saying we don't need a man. That's why they help
I do believe it
With
was
a
a
man
black man
that's
who sang that song, independent. I do.
He said, I have never heard a white woman say she don't need a man.
You know what? That's true.
That's true.
I've never
That
ever.
I
is so
ain't
true.
either.
Not unless she a lesbian.
right. Okay. So we're gonna leave that out there. Okay.
I know,
So we're
right?
gonna leave that out there like that. We're gonna leave that out there.
That's true though.
That's true.
But
I
to be
heard about
truthfully honest, it's a state of mind. I mean, we have to
Right.
change every day. We have to break our generational curses, the way we think. We have to really choose a different path of thinking about certain issues, subjects,
Exactly.
because
And I think that comes from men when they say they don't need a man, like you say. We were raised up in single homes, so we was taught to be independent.
Right.
But then
Right.
people try to look at it. Sometimes they'll look at us because we say we need a man, or or you being desperate. So you
Right.
put on this front, and in the back of your mind, you know you really want a companion.
Yeah.
But you're saying I'm independent, I don't need a man. You really
Exactly.
do want a man. So,
And
Right.
sometimes we can be so independent that the man feel left out anyway.
Right.
Right.
You know,
You can
I
push
mean,
them away.
we push them away because that's what we used to. You
And
know,
then, like
I'm
I
not
tell
quick to say,
everybody-
I need. I just jump up and do it. You know,
But-
I'm the same way.
But like I tell everybody, God made two of everything. So if He made two of everything, that means we're supposed to have that companionship because it's something about another person's vibe and energy. If it's positive, it just does something to you. Just like if it's negative, it does something to you. So if you got a mate that you're waking up with every day is hungry and motivated just like you, y'all are a powerful couple.
you can be a powerful couple if
You
you got
know?
one like that.
Yeah.
Some of them are so envious of each other.
And because they,
They don't
equally
make
yoked.
things
'Cause
work.
they
That's
equally
right.
yoked.
That's
Once
right.
again,
Oh,
it goes
legit.
back to what your grandmama say. Because like I used to think she was crazy. Lord knows I thought my mom was crazy. I thought that dope had her gone.
Shamika said government assistant got women thinking that BS.
I'm just saying, she would say all the time, if you're not
said, "Gotta come
equally
out these
yoked,"
clothes.
and I thought she was saying equally yoked, like he gotta believe, like I gotta believe.
That's not what
But
it means.
girl, don't make me start running around the store.
I want to see it.
Don't
Stop.
get out.
Right,
And I had to learn it too. This is not what it
right.
means.
That's not no.
But what does it mean?
When we're equally yoked, we gotta be on the same.
Gotta be on the
Same
same
page.
page.
That's
Like
right,
I'm saying,
that's right.
You gotta
Right.
have that same motivation.
Mhm.
He want to get out there, you want to get out there.
Right.
You want to build, he want to build.
If I
That's
go
true.
shove a shit for $5, you should want to go shove a shit for $4.
I ain't shoving no
I don't know about this
But
shit.
but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
I used to say,
Well, you know I'm Mexican. You know,
I'm sorry.
you know. Well, you.
I need a
Crystal,
best.
what are
Baby,
you not?
Baby, you know I'm Mexican and black, so you know, hell, I'll do anything for $1. You know, pretty much.
Well,
If
you
it's
know
legal,
Mexican, what
if
that
it's
time
legal,
you
if it's legal, if it's legal. Cause you know you ain't never seen no Mexicans on the side of the road saying I don't work for food, baby, because we gonna go work.
Y'all,
We gonna go
the
eat
Mexican, we're work now.
Baby, I ain't got no preference. As long as it's giving me a check every day and I ain't gotta go ask nobody for nothing, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna go do it. Okay,
I don't
on
think-
to the next.
Oh, we got to cut the Jay's throwing up.
Yeah, cause
Okay, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Same time next Saturday. Thanks for logging into. Oh, that's Marquita.
I'm Crystal's makeup artist.
What's your name?
I'm LaQuita.
I'm Nicole.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in.
At the curve.
Marquita, bye.
Bye.
No.
It was.
I forgot about that with my baby.